All right. Welcome to another episode of Timeout with Coach Cam. It's your boy Cam Chancellor, and I am excited to have another episode. It's the NBA Finals preview. Now, as you know, it's finally here. The final two teams are set. We have the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. I think he joined in right on time. He joined in right on time.
What's going
He
on?
joined in right on time in the nick of time. Brother Trey. But nah, we was talking about we got the NBA Finals preview. It's all set. We have the Suns and the Bucks. Definitely excited about these two teams going at it. Fresh faces that we see, fresh faces, and I'm always excited to see somebody new. It looks like we've seen uh, the whole the whole Curry
Can
and
y'all hear me? My bad. Can y'all hear me? I'm here.
oh,
Can y'all hear me?
okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, let's get it going, fellas. How y'all doing today?
Hey, we doing good, man. We doing good. We just have given the rundown. Uh, but yeah, excited to have these fresh teams, and let's get into it. Let's get into this preview. Uh, Obviously, when you come into a series, there's always a X factor, a player that not necessarily bust into the scene, but a player that you didn't expect to necessarily have a big series that really propels the team, to that finals win. I'm gonna start with you, my guy, Jado, the sports guy, one half of the Wise Guys crew, to discuss who are the X factors for the Suns and the Bucks in this series.
Well, I'm gonna start with the West. They got the higher seed. I think the X factors for these Phoenix Suns are is Jay Crowder. Like I think he's the one factor that you would want to like have him shooting the ball and defending players like Chris Middleton, Brooke Lopez, Drew Holiday. So you want to have him in full aggressive mode. And I think it's important for him to knock down shots, especially if Devin Booker and Chris Paul is struggling getting buckets. And only I was gonna say DeAndre Ayton, but Jake Crowder has been like a masterpiece for their defensive side. And I think it's important for him to like hit jump shots, play defense, and be more and be available. So he won't have no injury bug though. Because if Devin Booker and CP3 is having bad shooting nights, he need to be the one of the guys to be ready to shoot the ball, especially when they passing it to him. And
Absolutely.
yes, sir.
And what about the Bucks?
I think for the Bucks though, I think their X factor is more likely is Chris Middleton because only I say Chris Middleton because like over these in his NBA playoffs, he's been inconsistent of scoring and not showing up though. He had a lot of good games where he played excellent. He played excellent to a point like he was on fire. We thought he was gonna continue it, but he cannot have no bad games in this NBA final. This is the NBA final. This is the biggest stage of them all. Like he got to give it his all because basically the team is running right behind him. Drew Holiday is partner in crime, so he's going to defend Devin Booker or CP3 and Chris Middleton. He has to be a bucket because if he's not a bucket, the Milwaukee Bucks are in trouble.
Mm. All right, X factors. I'm gonna swing it to my guy Trey. We talk about X factors. Who are your X factors for the Suns and the Bucks for this series?
Well, for me, when you look at the Phoenix Suns, the X factor, in my opinion, is Cameron Payne. I think Cameron Payne, being that backup point guard off the bench for the Phoenix Suns and Monty Williams' crew, he is a key factor and a part of the reason why the Phoenix Suns are in the finals, in my opinion, Clarence and Cam, because I like the way he plays. I think when they play with Cameron Payne, I believe the Phoenix Suns offense flows at a much faster pace than it does with Chris Paul. Like I remember in game 2, Western Conference Finals, Cameron Payne, I believe, had close to 30 points, 0 turnovers. He was a playmaker. He was getting to the rim and finishing at the cup for the Phoenix Suns. So I believe for the Phoenix Suns to win the NBA Finals, an X factor for them will be Cameron Payne. Now, when you talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, I disagree with Clarence when he said Chris Middleton is the X factor. I think it's Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday is going to have the assignment of guarding Chris Paul and Devin Booker throughout this series. So you need Drew Holiday to play at an elite level defensively and offensively, especially considering on offense, you ain't going to have Giannis probably the first two games. So you need Drew Holiday to not only help you on the defensive side of the floor, you need him to help you offensively as well and be that partner in crime with Chris Middleton because I believe Drew Holiday is the other player on this team who can create his own shot and be a scoring threat for the Milwaukee Bucks. So I got Drew Holiday for the Bucks and Cameron Payne for the Suns.
Those are good X factors there. And can't disagree with any really X factors. But yeah, Chris Middleton is more of he a second guy. Like he has to show up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has to show that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. For me, the Bucks X factor is Brook Lopez. I think he has to find a way not to let DeAndre Ayton just have his way in the paint, and I think he also has to make DeAndre Ayton work on the other end, whether
yeah.
it's on pick and pop scenario or whether him going to the block as well and making him work. Brook Lopez can't have one of those games where he's a no-show. They will lose. They will definitely lose. Especially we don't know if Giannis is gonna play. We don't know if he's gonna be 100% this series, if at all. So for me on the Milwaukee side, it's definitely Brook Lopez. And as far as the Phoenix Suns, um, X factor for me, Jay Crowder is the ultimate X factor. So I definitely agree on that level. And Campaign's a great X factor. I agree with you on that level. But for me, the X factor, I'm gonna go different here. Is Michael Bridges for the Suns.
Yeah.
I think as far as his versatility, defending the perimeter guys, far as Chris Middleton, possibly guarding Drew Holiday at some point in time, maybe as well, and him knocking down 3-point shots. I think that's huge for the Phoenix Suns as well to give them some more shooting out there on the perimeter. Uh, the guy here said, Cam Johnson as well. That's another one.
Yeah.
Person that can, shoot the three ball and defend. So, it's gonna be interesting, for sure. But I really, far as the X factors, I like Michael Bridges on the Suns side, and on the Bucks side, I like Brook Lopez. He's gonna have to be able to hold fort against DeAndre Ayton.
Gotta be a
Uh, yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, so moving forward there. Now we got the X factors out the way, but there's always keys to the series as far as team ball goes. Um, Now I'm gonna start with Trey on this one. What are some of the key what are some of the key things that the Suns and the Bucks need to do to take home the championship and be crowned as NBA champions?
Well, for the Suns, I believe the backcourt with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, they have to outplay, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. I think, we look at the Phoenix Suns and the way they're constructed, their backcourt is one of the best backcourts we have in the NBA. And, Chris Paul, signing with the Phoenix Suns, bringing that leadership quality, coming on board with a young star, in the making in Devin Booker. I believe in order for the Phoenix Suns to win a championship, they have to get elite play, from their guards and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. There were times, fellas, in the Western Conference Finals where I felt like Chris Paul and Devin Booker were both shooting inefficiently. That can't happen against the Milwaukee Bucks. They have to shoot at a high level and be the driving force for the Phoenix Suns. When you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, in my opinion, you mentioned it earlier, Cam. I believe Brook Lopez has to outplay DeAndre Ayton for the Bucks to have a chance. He can't sit back and just shoot perimeter shots all series long. That's why one of the things I've been telling Clarence about all playoffs long. I get frustrated with Brook Lopez because he's 7 feet tall. I believe
Yeah,
he needs to get down in the low post, and they have the advantage on the interior. So I
they
believe he
do.
needs to get down in the low post and use his size to his advantage. And I believe if he does that, the Bucks have a shot. So I think Brook Lopez has to win his matchup against DeAndre Ayton for the Bucks to have any chance, and for the Suns, they backcourt Chris Paul and Devin Booker got to play at an elite level for them to win the finals.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, J-Do. What you
Okay.
got?
I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start off with the Sun side. I think
the keys to them, like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, them guys got to be get going. Them guys got to be on a scoring monster low, especially DeAndre Ayton, because I feel like CP3 has always been a true point guard. I always felt like CP3 was a true point guard, but I told Trey on the show as well, like he takes too many shots, and he's taking shots away from DeAndre Ayton because DeAndre Ayton he's making their jobs more easier because he's dominating the paint and he's grabbing offensive rebounds. So if he's on go, like Chris Paul don't have to necessarily take like 20 or 25 shots a game, but I
Mhm.
think their key is like the big three, DeAndre and CP3 and Devin Booker. Them guys got to be get going because they can't have no bad game, bad like moment or bad game throughout the series and stuff. Because the one thing about the Bucks, they're good in scoring transition point. They can score points off of turnovers as well. So if Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul they on point, I think they can win this series without a doubt. I'm going to the Milwaukee Bucks side. Like I think for the Milwaukee Bucks, like they have to be on full go mode because you're the underdog here. You're the underdogs in this series. People are already saying like they're not going to win the series without Giannis. Hell, people even saying Suns in four. Like I don't even think the Bucks is getting sweet. And I just think they need to play hard. Like this is the biggest stage of them all. Like this is their first time in here. They got to like get all the bowl guts out of their stomach. And they got to play. And I kind of felt like if Giannis was playing right now, DeAndre Ayton will have problems with figuring out which one he's gonna guard, Brook Lopez or Giannis. So I think the Bucks they just gotta be on go all the time. They can't let their foot off the gas.
Mm. And
I
that's
got
and
one
that's
more for you, Cam.
sure.
On the Milwaukee side, I think a key in this series for the Milwaukee Bucks to have a chance, Chris Middleton has to get off to a great start in the beginning of the series. Like games 1 and 2, so far in the playoffs, Chris Middleton is averaging 17 points per game, only on 37% shooting from the floor. Games 3 on, he's averaging 26 points per game on 47% shooting from the floor. In this series, he has to get off to a hot start, especially considering it's a good chance in the first 2 games. So, he has to get off to a good start in order for the Milwaukee Bucks to have a shot.
Facts.
No, no, I agree with you there, Chris. Like I said, Chris Middleton. I like Chris Middleton a lot. I know people gave him a lot of a lot of grief, but I do like Chris Middleton as a player. I think he's a smooth player. I like his game a lot. For me, in order for uh in order for me, far as they're as far as the Bucks to win this title as a team, it's gonna come down to the bench. I think they need some production from the bench. When I think of guys like Pat Connaughton,
Yeah.
I think of guys like I can't think of Bobby
Bobby
Portis.
Portis.
Bobby
Yep.
Portis, you need to, crazy eyes. You need that energy,
Yeah.
off the bench. And they gonna need some scoring off the bench as well from them too, a bit because it seems like and even Forbes, Forbes got to be on point knocking down his shots because it seems like as of late the Bucks have shrunken their bench some, which I give Budenholzer a lot of credit because before he would still keep that long rotation and keep his guy, keep subbing guys in, but he's shrunken his rotation, and I give him that, playing 8 or 9 guys, and that's really helped. But those guys that come off the bench has got to give them some scoring. I think that'll be huge for the Bucks to win a title, and for Phoenix, for me is don't let the moment, get too bright. I think they are the favorites in this series. I do think looking at far as health wise and everything like that, they are the better team. Um, they just have to go out and play. Now they do have Jay Crowder who has had finals experience last year, but that's the bubble. This is different.
Yeah.
You're flying. It's there. You're on your home court. You got fans. So I look at it as no team really has any finals experience. Um, even though Chris Paul been around the block, he ain't never been around this block. You know
Facts.
what I mean? So I just want to I just want to see not the moment get too big for Phoenix here, because they supposed to win this, and Phoenix, when you look at it, it hasn't supposed to win anything in a long time. So I want to see how they handle being the favorites and to be able to win this NBA title. Now what it comes down to is, of course, we have to pick a winner. Can't let you off the hook without picking a winner. I'm gonna go with J-Do first. I want to know who's gonna win this series, how many games, and who will be the Finals MVP.
Bucks in 7. Giannis be the Finals MVP. Come back from injury, average 30. He's gonna dominate. I think nobody on that Suns team can defend Giannis. Like DeAndre Ayton is your best one unless they build that wall. But he's gonna come back and average Shaq numbers in the NBA Finals. Bucks in 7, baby. Horns up.
You stop. You hush. Hey, Cam, just to let you know, I've been texting Clarence all day. And I asked him earlier, I said, all right, look, I know you're a Giannis fan. I know you like the Bucks. Let's go ahead and put a little wager on this. Like, let's put a wager on this.
Right.
Let's see who comes out on top. And he didn't even want to bet me. I don't even want to hear nothing from you, Clarence.
Oh,
I don't want to hear nothing from you. Might talk about some Bucks and
And
7.
offer is still on the table, Cam.
Cam, guess what? You remember in round 2 when KD was going crazy and the
yeah,
Brooklyn Nets, and the Milwaukee Bucks was going crazy in the second round, went 7 games. Clarence didn't even pick the Bucks in game 7 in Brooklyn.
All right.
This
so
is with
did.
a healthy Giannis. So Clarence don't even believe in the Bucks like
Think about
acting
this,
like
though,
he do.
Cam. Think about this, though, Cam.
Uh-huh.
We see KD close out some of the good teams. We see KD come alive. And honestly, like it was so many talks about like he's up there with LeBron James. Can he carry a team? And I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gonna carry. I thought he was gonna carry him. And I thought like, yeah, Giannis, because look, remember I think it was game 5 when he wobbled the ball. I'm like, oh my God, Giannis.
Yeah.
So that scared me. That scared me. Like,
Scared you? He didn't want to go to the free throw line. That's why he got the ball. But hey, Cam, all I'm saying is Clarence doesn't believe in the Bucks like he acting like he's giving on the perception like he actually does. Like I don't even think he really believes in him like he says he does. I'm being honest because here I am I'm trying to give him friendly ragers and all that. He ain't taking them. I said, all right, bro. Game 7 in Brooklyn, KD versus Giannis. I know you're gonna pick Giannis, right? And
Giannis,
and he picks KD.
Giannis is playing tonight. Giannis is
Yeah,
playing.
you can't go against your guy now.
Yeah.
That's my guy. I just want to make sure my guy is playing tonight. Because think about it.
I don't. I think they pump faking. I don't think he play. I'm trying to find out. I'll let y'all continue to go at it, but I don't think he's play. I know he was upgraded from doubtful to questionable.
I just got the news. They
He
say
will play.
yeah.
Giannis is a go for the night. So y'all heard it here. If y'all haven't heard it, a Woj bomb. I seen it across Twitter. Per Adrian Wojnarowski. Uh, we got Giannis is playing tonight. So we're gonna see how healthy that knee is. I would have let game 1 go, without him. I would have tried to get him as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
we
It's
will
the news.
we'll see.
Can y'all see me?
Nah, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Let me show my mic. Show my mic. Oh man, did my mic go off?
Man,
Hold on, y'all. Let me try to get back on here.
if the Bucks, if they play off to a hot start, though, they can knock Phoenix off. Because Phoenix struggled with the Clippers without no Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
if Milwaukee can get off to a hot start, start the game off 12-2, like 10-4, they can score like 10 straight baskets. Like it looked good for them. Like, man, we stole a game on a roll.
I
So
understand that, but starting off fast, man, that's cool, but you gotta keep it up.
yeah,
NBA, it has so many possessions, like
yes,
in a game. It's like being down 10 is not being up 10 or down 10 is nothing. And
15.
the way people shoot threes,
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, I like I said, I can see either team winning. I can see either team winning. I'm not about to give my prediction yet. So we got Jado. Hey, he said Bucks in 7. Giannis winning the Finals MVP. Trey, Suns, Bucks, Finals MVP. Who you got?
Well, for me, I believe with or without Giannis, I think the Phoenix Suns are the better team. I think the Phoenix Suns, have a better team overall. I think they actually have the personnel to guard Giannis. unlike the Atlanta Hawks, they have Jay Crowder. And I think Jay Crowder, can defend Giannis. I'm not saying he can necessarily stop Giannis, but he can contain Giannis. You still got DeAndre Ayton down there, in the paint. I believe the Phoenix Suns are going to build a wall up and force Giannis to have to hit perimeter shots. We know he struggles doing that. I don't believe Chris Middleton is ready to carry the burden like a number one option, considering Giannis isn't 100%. Because, fellas, even though he's playing tonight, we know Giannis isn't 100%. But we also know that Giannis is very competitive. So Giannis is basically telling all them trainers, I'm playing tonight. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Giannis is going to play. So I don't think he's going to be healthy. And I think in order for the Milwaukee Bucks to have a chance, they need a healthy Giannis to win this series. Since he's not healthy, I'm picking the Phoenix Suns to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. And my finals MVP will be Devin Booker.
Over CP3?
Yes, I got Devin Booker winning finals MVP.
You should have said Cameron Johnson.
Now, I got a question for y'all.
Sure.
2 things, actually. The first one I want to talk about is y'all saw, in the post-game, press conference, like at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals, they showed the cameras, in the Milwaukee Bucks locker room at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals. And it was different than the Phoenix Suns locker room. After they beat the Clippers, the Suns were celebrating, but the Bucks were not celebrating. So I want to ask y'all, do y'all believe they weren't celebrating because they know that it's a good chance that Giannis, isn't 100%? This is a tall task to beat the Phoenix Suns without Giannis? Or do y'all believe that the reason why they wasn't celebrating is because they know the job isn't done yet? Because those are 2 different things. What y'all think?
I mean, for me, I think they know the job's not done yet. You got Brook Lopez, you got Chris Middleton, you got Giannis. You got, I believe those 3, the main 3, far as the core of that team, been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They know what it was like being 2-0 up in the Eastern Conference Finals and coming up short. So they know that the job is not yet complete. Eastern Conference is a good thing, but everybody knows no one remembers a Eastern Conference or a Western Conference Finals winner. We remember the NBA Finals champions. So I just think they're focused, got their eyes on the prize, and know that they're on the mission right now. I don't think it's nothing like they're afraid or anything like that. They're feeling good about themselves. They won 2 straight games without Giannis, one on the road, closed out. I wouldn't feel
Yeah,
bad if I'm the Bucks.
but
I feel great about
Cam, that was
myself.
against babies. This is the
I
Phoenix Suns.
understand it, but I would feel the Suns are babies outside of Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Facts.
but Monty Williams is a
Right
veteran
there.
coach. Monty Williams is a veteran coach.
Hey, so was Nate McMillan.
Right? Yeah,
Bulldozer.
that's true. That's true.
I just think they focus. That's all. I just think they focus.
Yeah.
Same way.
What you think, Clarence?
I think they is focused because, they listen to all the media thinking the Suns about to win this. This is an easy win for them. So they just motivated. They just focus on this series because they want to shut up all the talks. Like I watched that too. Like they were just looking lock and loaded. And actually, that was Drew Holiday. I think his first ever trip to a conference finals. So at his point, he focused because this is a brand new experience for him, especially Chris Middleton too. Giannis as well. So they don't want to celebrate too much because Giannis always carry that mentality like I want the gold, I want a championship, and to the top is it done. So I think if they win this series, they're gonna be celebrating big.
I will say this. I believe if the Milwaukee Bucks want to have a chance at winning this series, they got to steal one on the road in these first 2 games in Phoenix. They can't go back to Milwaukee down 2-0. I think they need to try to steal one of these first 2 games in Phoenix. That way you got some confidence heading back to Milwaukee for games 3 and 4. If they go down 2-0 in this series, I don't think that's something that they can bounce back from. Okay, I think they gotta win one of these first 2 games. And I mean, I know last series against the Hawks, they lost game 1. They bounced back from that. But these are the Phoenix Suns. They're a different team than the Atlanta Hawks. I believe in order for them to have a chance to win this series, they got to win one of these first 2 games on the road.
I mean, that's a go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Phoenix Suns, even if they go up 2-0, they can't get comfortable. Yes, they swept the Denver Nuggets, but that was without Jamal Murray. But they can't get comfortable as well because the Clippers won game 3, and And I believe the Lakers won game as well. Like over in the playoff series, so they can't get comfortable as well. They gotta keep their eyes focused as well.
Nah, I agree with that. No, I agree with that 100%. Um, I mean, they have to win one.
Yeah.
There, obviously. I mean, you can't go down 2-0 at all. But I mean, my prediction on the series, and I've been thinking about. I was thinking about
The
it.
sound is a little bad, Cam.
No, no, no.
The sound sounds a little bad.
Okay, hold on. That better?
It went away now.
Okay,
A
my
little
bad.
bit.
Okay, let's just try to finish this off here. So for me, I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games.
What?
Yeah, I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. I think I think it's time. I think it's Giannis's time. I think I think he's get disrespected a lot
Fact.
to be a two-time MVP
Back to
and
back.
a Defensive Player of the Year. We could argue and say if he won it or not. I just think he gets disrespected. We talk about a guy. Yeah, yes he doesn't shoot well, but he at least tries to shoot it. He at least tries to keep defenses honest. I mean, he shot about 32, 33% from three. That's not the best in the world, but he'll make a few if he's open. I just feel like um, it's his time to get his flowers. He's gonna win Finals MVP, and it's gonna put him in the name, and it's gonna put his name in the mention with some greats. But I feel like, and I'm sorry about the sound, guys, but I really feel like the Bucks are gonna win this series. I think Giannis is gonna have a masterful performance, and Bucks in 6. Giannis win the MVP. That's my prediction.
Wow, I want to address this. But the sound is a little bad. It's a little rough.
Yo, go ahead.
Can you
I
try
can
to
hear
fix
you.
it real quick, Cam, before we get out of here? I want to respond.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's the sound. Okay. So for me, I believe you say you think Giannis is disrespected, right?
Yes. Yeah,
You hear me?
absolutely. I think he gets
Okay.
disrespected.
Uh, so does Clarence. But I think what y'all fail to realize is I got a lot of respect for Giannis. Okay, two-time NBA MVP. One of the Defensive Player of the Year award. I believe Giannis, is a top 10 player in the NBA. But I also see deficiencies in his game, and I think fans and people in the media they see it as well. But with all that being said, I'm happy that Giannis is playing in Game 1 because now there won't be no excuses from either side. So we got Giannis playing, no excuses. He's going to play, and I will say one more thing: whichever team loses, I believe it's going to be a devastating loss because, fellas, next year LeBron and Anthony Davis they will be back. KD, Kyrie, James Harden will be back. So with all these injuries in the playoffs this year, whichever team does not come through, I believe it's going to be more of a devastating loss than even whichever team wins. Like from a winning standpoint, like I don't think you can just count on, oh, we're gonna get back next year. It ain't no given that you're gonna get back next year, considering a lot of the stars will be back healthy next year in the postseason. Okay. I can't really hear.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, bro. Let me tell you.